Welcome to Built to Finish. I'm your host, Steven Pivnik. Join me each week as we explore the journeys of audacious goal setters. This includes experienced founders, CEOs, and entrepreneurs sharing pivotal moments that propel their success. We'll also be talking with endurance athletes who push the limits of physical and mental ability. This show is brought to you by Acresis, offering tailored, high-impact advisory services to help founders get to their finish line with a strategic acquisition or majority investor recapitalization. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of the Built to Finish podcast. Today's guest is moi. I wanted to record a quick episode to recap the year and to offer a lot of gratitude for many of the events that occurred. This episode will also have some free giveaways, an offer, and a request. So thank you in advance for listening or watching to the end. So speaking of gratitude, I recently implemented a morning gratitude routine. Now, a lot of people speak about this, and I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard about it, but I wanted to share the reason why it's working for me. Occasionally throughout the week, you'll get some bad news. You'll either receive a phone call that you really didn't want to get, you'll find out some information about a loved one's health, there'll be a news article that really is going to depress you, and the list goes on, right? All of our days can't be sunshine and roses. Things happen. But when you start your day by listing out everything that you're grateful for, that event is going to have a hard time competing with the huge bucket of great things that are happening in your life. And that's how it's working out for me. So if and when that phone call happens, and it does, or that news event occurs, and it does, I brush it off and I don't let it allow me to spiral out of control for the day. So highly recommend that practice because it works. Now, since we're talking about gratitude and this is a podcast, I want to start off my list of things that I'm grateful for to the audience of this podcast. It's now been just over a full year of podcasting. I've got over 52 episodes that have been released. And I'm super grateful for people that are listening and watching to the podcast and that continuously tune in. I'm having a great time putting on the podcast. I'm really enjoying the conversations that I'm having with who I think are really interesting individuals. And I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am putting it on. And I'm looking forward to bringing you more interesting guests and conversations in the future. Now, to begin, I'd like to speak about the BHAGs that I set for myself earlier this year. I speak about big, hairy ass goals all the time, or big, hairy, audacious goals, if you want to be politically correct. My 3 BHAGs for the year was first to deliver a full-blown keynote, a real conference opening keynote to hundreds of people in attendance, to climb Mount Everest, which is number 2, and number 3, to deliver a TEDx talk. So those are my personal, 3 BHAGs that I started the year off with. And I like to share how that all went for me and some of the lessons learned and takeaways that I have from those. So BHAG number 1, delivering a full-blown keynote at a legitimate conference. First of all, I want to say thank you to the handful of individuals that gave me an opportunity to speak at their events last year. Not that yours weren't legitimate conferences. I didn't mean anything bad by that. But I'm grateful for you giving me a chance to practice my new craft. But at the end of last year, I put the word out into the universe. I reached out to a handful of contacts, said, hey, I'm ready for the big stage, I think. And would you give me an opportunity to open at your next big event? And somebody took me up on it. So thank you very much, Trent Gardner and GJ Gardner Homes, to allow me to open for your international franchisee conference that you held in Houston at the beginning of the year. I really enjoyed delivering my keynote address. Based on the feedback that I received, it was very inspirational and motivational to others. People found it entertaining as well. I can't believe that people were taking pictures with me when I got off that stage. That was incredibly rewarding. And I'm just, super thankful for the opportunity. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to deliver more keynotes. So as I mentioned earlier, if anybody has an event that's coming up and you're looking for a keynote speaker, please do reach out to me. If you want to see a highlight reel of that event that I just mentioned and several other events that I spoke at you can go to my website, stevenpivnik.com/speaking, and you'll see a highlight reel, which I hope you'll enjoy, and it'll give you a flavor for a keynote that I can deliver to your group. So thank you very, very much again, Trent. BHAG number 2 was Mount Everest. I can speak about this adventure for hours, but I'll try to keep it to just a couple of minutes. It was just a surreal adventure from beginning to end. And by beginning, I mean from the second I signed up for it and started training until the minute I got home. I am beyond thankful for my family and to my friends that have supported me throughout that journey, especially my family. It was super, super hard on them, just the hours, days, weeks of training that it took, not to mention the trip itself, which took me away for about a month. When I got there, I met some incredible people. The guiding company I used, Alpenglow Expeditions, thank you. There's nobody better in the business. The Sherpa support that we received, also nobody better in the business. And some incredibly like-minded individuals, fellow climbers that I will now consider lifelong friends. It was such an incredible journey. One of my many lessons learned is you really need to value the journey as much as the destination. My journey to Everest, meaning all of the training, over the years climbing other mountains, but the year leading up to Everest, got me to Ecuador, to Colorado, to Utah, where I did a lot of backcountry events in preparation for the expedition. And then all the travel through Tibet, and then up to base camp, and then from base camp to higher elevations. It was just a surreal experience. Everything that I was hoping for, except for a summit. For those of you that follow me on social media, you know that I got really sick towards the end of the trip, and I was not able to join the rest of my team on their summit push. And most of them made it. Unfortunately, some others couldn't make it as well because Everest is incredibly hard. So it was a huge learning experience for me. I don't consider the failure of a summit a bad thing. It was just another learning point for me. And if and when I ever try this mountain again, I will come at it significantly smarter and better prepared than I was this time. So Everest was a huge BHAG for many years. Finally, I had a chance to go there, took advantage of it, and have no regrets whatsoever, even though it didn't include a summit. BHAG number 3 for 2025 was getting accepted to and delivering a TEDx talk. For anybody that's not familiar with the process, it's very long and requires a lot of patience and perseverance. On average, a speaker needs to submit 60 to 80 applications before they get accepted. Every event organizer has different criteria that they're looking for. And if you're going to be going down this path, just get ready for a lot of, sorry, we love your application, but you were not accepted type emails. And I received 69 of them until I finally got accepted. I really enjoyed the process of preparing for it, delivering it, and just seeing the reaction of the audience in the studio. It was a great event, and I'm really looking forward to the video being released. So please continue to follow me, and I will share it on all my social once it's released, which should be literally any week now. So BHAG number 3, mission accomplished. Hey everyone, just a quick reminder that the Built to Finish podcast is brought to you by Accresis. Accresis have helped over 30 founders generate over $1 billion in wealth via strategic acquisitions or investor recapitalizations. If you're the owner of a middle market company and want to explore what a potential exit will look like for you so that you can finally realize the value of what you've been working so hard on, please do contact Accresis via the website accresis.com or hit me up on LinkedIn for more information at Steven Pivnik. Now, back to the show. So those were my 3 BHAGs for 2025. I would love to hear what your BHAG is for 2026. If you write it down below, just the act of writing it is going to increase your odds of actually completing that goal. So go ahead and share it with me or just DM it to me. I would love to hear what it is. And if you're looking for an accountability partner, let's talk. Spoiler alert, my BHAG for 26 is to start to work on a new book. I'm going to leave it at that. I won't share any more details at this time, but stay tuned next year to get more information, and I can't wait to get started on this project. On a more operational note, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the clients that have entrusted me from an advisory capacity. I'm really enjoying working with other founders, with them and on their businesses, and helping them reach their BHAGs and their goals. It's been a really rewarding year. I've helped one founder sell his business. I've helped others achieve various milestones in their business. And I'm really enjoying the work. And again, thank you very much for those that have entrusted me to be an advisor to them. If anybody listening or anybody listening that knows of a founder of a company that's looking for advisory services, I've got multiple offerings that I can speak with them about, whether it be peer group type advisory work, one-on-one consulting services, or advisory services that will help a company march towards an exit. So DM me, let me know if you would like to speak, or if there's somebody that you think would benefit from mine or my peers' services. Happy to speak with them. Speaking of books, I would like to give a huge thank you and a huge debt of gratitude for the continued support that I'm getting on my current book, Built to Finish. Not a week goes by without some sales of the book, which I'm super grateful for. And in order to express my gratitude, I've made one of my favorite chapters available for a free download. My favorite chapter is called Envisioning the Finish. And I've also taken all of the key takeaways that I end each chapter with and made that available for free as well. So you can go to stevenpivnik.com/downloads to get your free chapter, as well as a sum of all the key takeaways from the entire book. Also on the book front, I've made the audiobook and the Kindle version available for just 99 cents. It would make for a great gift to anybody in your life who you want to share an inspirational story with some lessons learned and tips and tricks for setting and achieving big goals. So you can go to Amazon to claim the 99-cent deal, and the hardcover is reduced in price as well throughout the holiday season. So hope you grab a copy for yourself or somebody in your network who you think would benefit from it. I think that's it for the holiday thank you episode. But before I sign off, no thank you list would be complete without expressing a great debt of gratitude to the production company that I've been using for this podcast. It's called Ringmaster. If you've enjoyed the quality of the podcasts, the guests, the pre and post production, the social posts, as much as I have, and you're interested in getting into the podcasting world, I couldn't recommend them highly enough. It's called Ringmaster, the company. And Amanda, I'm sure you're listening since you're editing this. Thank you very much for all the work you've put in for this past year into making every single episode great. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ringmasters. And lastly, thank you again, everybody, for listening to the Built to Finish podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you've enjoyed the episodes throughout the year. If you like and subscribe, it really does help the show a lot. It will help me get great guests for next year. And I look forward to continuing podcasting with you and for you. Have a great holiday season. Best wishes for a healthy and happy new year. Take care. That's a wrap for this episode of Built to Finish. Thank you for tuning in. For show notes and more details, head over to podcast.stevenpivnik.com. Special thank you to our sponsor, Accresis, offering tailored, high-impact advisory services to help founders get to their finish line with a strategic acquisition or majority investor recapitalization. Catch you next week.